How's this all for you, Mike?
You don't even work.
I mean, what? You don't even work. I mean, what are you? You don't even do anything. Like, what do you need all this for?
Ooh, I know what this is.
So all I got was a fuel pressure regulator.
Yep.
Maybe some more trucks will show up.
Yet. I got sway bar links for an Equinox.
Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about that. We got an aeromotive fuel pressure regulator. Let's see if there's any other trucks out there. Where's the UPS truck?
There needs to be a tow truck out there. What it needs to be.
So let's go take a walk and throw away some trash. And got lunch. Toss it out here so we ain't got rats in the shop. There's a Comet, a Mercury Comet. It's going to be a 70 to a 74, 75, 76, wherever the body style changed. I can't remember. It's identical car to mine. It is sitting in Lumberton, and it's at a junkyard. A buddy of mine sent me a picture of it, and I was chatting back and forth with him, got the address. It's only an hour and 30 minutes from me, and so I was going to go out there and try to buy it. So because I just want the shell. So I called up there and spoke with a guy, asked if they would sell just the car, just a car, and he said no, that they won't sell just a car, that they can't sell, just a car. They can only sell parts. So, I mean, the thing's in primer, it's in good shape. It don't look like it has like giant rust holes or anything through it, but that means it's on his deathbed, dude. So it's at Martin's Auto Recyclers in outside of Lumberton. So if anybody knows the Martin's Auto Recyclers in metal, it's a pick and pull it apart, and you have the capabilities of saving a Mercury Comet, then it's sitting out there in the yard. Or if you have an inside connection where you can get somebody to sell it to me, let me know. My email is always in the description for anybody who needs to contact me. So just a piece of news in the Mercury Comet Ford Maverick world. I figured I would share with y'all. Mike's over here welding up my stuff, and he's been tigging all day, and it's getting to be like 4:30, and all of a sudden he pulled out the MIG. That's quality control, just went downhill. Look at that.
You won't see it unless you flip the car. Be all right.
I swear he been stacking dimes all day. It hit about 4:30, and all of a sudden we hear the MIG.
Like 2 hours.
All of it.
I got back at like
Okay.
1:30, and then we had some milkshakes, and so I took a little bit of a break on the milkshakes, but only like 2 hours on this thing. But
2 hours of weld
Hey.
fronting because he's been stacking dimes, doing good quality work.
but it's 4:20. I'm ready to get out of here.
See? He's been doing good work until it hits almost 4:30, and now he's panicking and pulls the MIG out, and now the quality is going to suffer. All right, so welcome back. This is probably like going to come in like the middle of the video or something. I have to record, like bits and pieces throughout the day, so let me catch y'all up where we're at. As you just seen, Mike was welding the upper piece for the front of the car. We don't have it home yet. We got to get it painted. He got that done, you obviously now know, right at the end of the day. So we've got the whole front off. I left the radiator, intercooler on there for right now. Got some other stuff in the mail. I'm about to flip the camera around. We're gonna dive right in and keep rock and rolling as fast as possible and show y'all where we're at. The next videos, they're gonna be good. We have ordered a ton of stuff for this car. This build just went from, like this, slowly going up to like it's rocking and rolling. Stay tuned, because it's about to get serious fast is what it looks like. So let me show you what we still got a wiring mess from this weekend. It is now Tuesday afternoon, and I didn't get to work out here Monday night because I was working on Randy's car. So I got in our Motorcraft air temperature sensor, pretty boring, but air temperature sensor, got that in. Here's the part number for anybody that needs it. So that's for the Coyote. This is for the thread in one. So the other one is the push-in style, and this style has a thread in. So I've just got to figure out what size threads these are so that we can either weld in a bung into the bottom of the pipe, here, or if I can get it to fit in the bottom of the manifold, we're going to do that. So I'm going to check that here in a few minutes to see if by chance it will screw in the bottom manifold. I bet it won't, but that's my luck. If not, we're going to put a bung in the bottom of the charge pipe. Here we go. So let's crack this guy open. Here's the regulator we got. Here's the information on it for anybody that needs it. I called aeromotive directly and spoke with them, told them what I had, you know, Procharged, Coyote. Told them the horsepower it should make. Told them that the secondary fuel pump was going to be a MagnaFlow fuel pump that is good for about 2,000 horsepower. That's what it says. Are we making 2,000 horsepower? No, we're not. So TKM, Kevin up there had just told me that this MagnaFlow would be perfect, you know, for our needs. So that's what we went with, besides our aeromotive A1000 fuel hat that we're going to have, you know, that's always going to be running for street driving. So this one will come in under boost, and this one should keep the motor drinking as much as it wants to drink. So there she is. Looks like we got our spring, couple, it's like a fit inside there. They got it. Oh, seriously, they got it mounted to the cardboard, but it's just stuck through there. So there's the fuel pressure regulator that we are going to use. This is the one that aeromotive said would work perfect for my build. So this is what I went with. And I actually had one of y'all give me a part number for what y'all thought would work for my build. And dude, you were extremely close. Like, you were off by like one number or two numbers. And you know, I greatly appreciate that. But this was the exact one that they said would work. So that's what I went with. They're the professionals. I'm going to listen with them. Looks like I got some instructions. So I guess I'm going to have to learn to read tonight. I have to put my purse up and learn to read. If y'all seen that comment on the classic car video, somebody said that he didn't know why guys wear earrings for me to grab my purse while I'm at it. Yeah, okay. Guess I'm going to put the purse up tonight or go grab the purse and some Hooked on Phonics and learn how to read. Sensor got in a UPS bag. So I was actually pretty stoked about these. These are the ones that I originally wanted, okay? When I first started out building this is what I wanted. But then I decided to save a couple bucks, not do these, and I was going to build my own travel limiters. So we've talked about that a couple times. So we ordered new travel limiters because now we're just kind of, I guess, doing everything right. So this is what we got. These are chromoly units. They need to be powder coated. I really don't want to paint them or powder coat them pure T because I'm lazy and I hate pulling out all the powder coating equipment at the shop, but I guess I'm gonna do it. So I've got red powder coat and matte black powder coat. Pretty sure I'm gonna use just the matte black, I guess. I don't know. Red would be cool, but there ain't really a ton of red on here. I need to order copper. That's what I need to do, man. Actually, maybe I should order copper powder coat real fast tonight. I'll look into that. So what I'm thinking is these are the ones that have the quick pins. I'm sure y'all know about them, but if you're new to drag racing and you don't know about them, then basically you just pull this quick pin, you know, out, and then you can move it down to, let's say, like here, and then, you know, the pin stops. When it comes up, it stops wherever you put the pin at. So that's how a travel limiter works. So we're going to come in here and mount them somehow off here. I know I'm not going back and cutting my suspension up, but we're going to figure out how we're going to get them in here. I kind of want to do them through here if they'll go. Looks like it's going to be, I don't know, maybe too tight. I wanted to mount them off of this plate right here, you know, through this plate that the spring's on and go straight down to there, but I don't know, that's gonna be kind of tight. I don't know, I'll mess with it off camera. We're gonna get them mounted up somehow. I just got to figure out what I'm going to do or how I'm gonna do it. So I really don't want to weld them to the tubes or weld any mounts to the tubes because I don't feel like repainting that. And honestly, if I weld that, it's probably not gonna get repainted. I don't know. So that's where we're at on that. I'm going to look into a few things with this and check for the air temperature sensor to see if it fits in the bottom of the manifold. and then we'll move on to the next step. So I got this bracket. This is actually off of, it's kind of funny because it's actually off the Comet from something. It's an original bracket to the car. Basically, it's got 2 holes over here and then these 2 holes over here, so it's kind of wider. We're gonna drill this real fast and use this to mount our fuel pressure regulator to the valley area of the motor. It's gonna be right there underneath the throttle body. I think that should work pretty decent. We're gonna mount it there and go ahead and put some nut certs in it and then put it on there and see if everything clears and looks good. All right, so what we've got is we've got our fuel pressure fuel pressure regulator mounted right there. You can see my bracket now. This is just one I had laying around. I didn't take the time to like grind the edge off or nothing like that. I bent the ears up just a little bit to clear my block, but I mean, my bracket's solid. The flex is all in their bracket, the one that comes with it, to mount it. So I think that's gonna be perfect. I ended up going through the water pump hole. Originally, I had planned to go through this hole over here in the block, but then that puts it where this fitting is too close to this. So that's perfect. That's like dead center of the engine, or the valleyway pretty much. And we'll have the return going out of here, and then we'll have an inlet feeding in here. And I just ordered another inlet to feed in over here, and these will probably be X. So these lines will come out into this rail, this line will come out in this rail, and this one will dive down and go out the back. So that's how I decided to mount my fuel pressure regulator. And it should clear the throttle body because legs, you know, are like right here. The legs are way down here. And if you look at it over there, the actual mouthpiece is higher than the legs. So it should clear it. If anything, you might have to, I say, take the pipe off to change it, but I don't think so. I think you'll have enough room to get an Allen wrench in there underneath it and adjust it from, you know, going around the side. So we'll see once we put that back on and the pipe back on. We'll make sure we have enough room to clear all that, of course. All right, so for our travel limiters, I looked all over this without trying to mess my chassis up and weld some new tabs on and everything. And I want to still use these tabs that were already welded in here that were intended for the travel limiter originally. The hole is really close to the tube right there, so it's strong on this side. And you know, yeah, if you pulled down on the outside out here, it would bend, but as long as you keep the force right here, I don't see this thing really bending too much. And if it does, then oh well, we'll address it when it bends. But if you put this travel limiter right there on the side, then that pretty much, you know, allows us to kick it back and down a little right there to the control arm, okay, at a little bit of an angle. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna weld this one down here. Let's see here. Obviously, we're gonna put this one down here somewhat like this at an angle. That way, you know, the limiter goes up. And then for the top, we're gonna take these bolts and we're gonna weld these underneath here like this. So we're gonna weld basically this to the side of this bolt. We're gonna leave this washer on there about right there. We'll put that right there and we'll weld this to the side of the bolt, and we'll cut this bottom off flush. What that will allow me to do, that basically creates a little stud like that. That will allow me to come in here and stick this bolt through this hole and put a nut on it. And it will allow this piece right here to stick out like that, so that it goes, you know, down, and then it can be kicked back at a little bit of an angle towards the control arm like that. That's gonna be the easiest way to do it for right now, without having to mess my tubes, all my painted stuff up. These control arms, you know, I don't care about. I can just tack it on there. And then when Mike gets it, when we go to the shop to do the torque converter, we can just brush a little black paint on that without even taking the control arms out. So that's gonna work out perfect, I think. Once I tack one side on at the house, then I will of course test it and see how it goes. But I think that's probably gonna be a wrap for this one. We're gonna do some welding, and then the next one we'll put some stuff back together. I've got to send back the Procharged pulleys because I got the wrong size actually. I was thinking I had the 10 rib idler and tensioner here at the house, but I wasn't 100% sure. From all my old messages with my Procharged dealer, it looked like we might have went with an 8 rib. So I knew an 8 rib would fit on the 10 rib. That was my thought process at lunch that day. And so I went ahead and ordered an 8 rib. I get it here, put it on. Sure enough, I have the 10 rib stuff. I'm staring at it. I just can't do it. I can't put, you know, a 8 rib on knowing that I have already paid for the pulleys that I can send back, and I'm gonna have to buy a belt when I already have the 10 rib tensioner and idler pulley. So we're gonna send them back. I've got them boxed up over here on the floor, and we're gonna get them back to Procharged and Grip Tech, get them out in the morning, get them back to them. They'll swap them out. I've already talked to Beefcake Racing, who I bought the stuff through, and they got me all the numbers to swap everything out. So they've been pretty helpful. So shout out to Beefcake Racing for that. Yeah, this week, like I said, a ton of stuff should be coming in. So get ready, because hopefully we're about to turn this thing up in high speed. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thanks, y'all.